What'd you say? You better not be cussing. Hey y'all, happy Monday, happy Monday. Y'all, we was out here trying to have a vibe, but y'all, happy Monday. As always, if it's your first time landing on my page or seeing my face, my name is Sierra Janae. I'm a wife and mama too. And I get on here pretty much every single day to help and motivate people build something of their own because we are in a just a world, y'all, of the world of automating, the world of having something, the world of being able to basically become your own ATM literally from having a phone. So if you have a phone, if you have Wi-Fi, baby, if you can copy and paste, you can be generating income. Okay, it does not matter your background. It does not matter. Oh, sorry, y'all. It does not matter if you have any experience. It does not matter if you have this massive following. Okay, if y'all don't know, kind of like my story, I got started with digital products back in 2024. I was living paycheck to paycheck. Baby, my husband worked two full-time jobs. I didn't sign up to be a single mom, but it was giving single mom. I was working my 9 to 5, and I just knew that I knew that there was a way that I could have more. So I started dibbling dabbling in so many different side hustles. I don't know if I got anybody in the room right now, or even if you coming back and watching the replay of this live, where you're like, hey, I'm at a point in my life where I need more. One income, it ain't giving what it needs to give. Let me know. Let me know if y'all feel that way because first of all, I just want to say that it's completely normal. I think that a lot of the time society be trying to make it seem like we be doing too much, thinking that thinking that we want more, saying that we want more. Hey, I would like to go on more vacations. Man, I would really like to put my bills on auto pay, things like that, right? So it was really at a point in my life where I was just like, man, I just feel like I'm working so hard. I'm really killing myself, and not just me. Like I said, my husband's working two full-time jobs. He's literally killing himself, right? There has to be more than just working just to be able to pay bills. So I started doing my research. A lot of y'all I know are probably in research mode and you've been looking for ways. You've been thinking about signing up for DoorDash. You've been thinking about signing up for, hey, Calandra, how you doing, sis? How are you? Am I saying Calandra, or is this another Calandra? Because I have like two Calandras on my email list, and I'm like, is this Calandra that I know, Calandra from school, or like, let me know, sis. But hopefully you're doing well. But yeah, and I'm like, first of all, I wish more people would normalize that, y'all. Like, first of all, a lot of us don't just land on this opportunity where we, it works out for us. I have tried so many different side hustles, y'all, from Airbnb to wholesale real estate, and I tried and I dibbled and dabbled. But the thing that I did not know at the core of everything that I was attempting to do, if I would have known about marketing, if I would have known about branding, if I would have learned about like sales psychology and positioning myself, I could have got a lot of further in those business modules back then. But everything happens for a reason. God has His timing. But with all of those failed businesses or business attempts at that time, I didn't give up. I was like, I know there has to be something. So what I do, maybe I started doing my research and I started seeing people on YouTube because YouTube has always been one of my favorite platforms. I don't know about y'all. This was before the TikTok days, okay? But so I seen people talking about digital products, and I was also in the process because, like I said, y'all, I was a serial wannabe entrepreneur back in the day. Back in the day, girl, I was just trying to make me some money, okay? It just wasn't fucking enough. So I had started doing UGC, and y'all, UGC is a great way to get your feet wet, especially if you're someone. I don't know if I got any mamas in the room that likes like getting free products, sometimes staying at hotels for free, going to go eat at restaurants for free. Do you know that brands, regardless of your following, regardless of your really even your experience, baby, you got that phone, and at this point your phone is giving 4K quality. Okay, you can literally film what you're eating, what you're doing, right? You going like, I go to Chicago pretty much every weekend, and like, they have like the Chicago pass and stuff. Like, you can film that and turn it into different brands, different restaurants, museums, and things like that, and they will pay you for your content. Sometimes, depending on what your negotiation skills is given, you will like get like maybe like a free pass for something like that. But that's a great way to like get your feet wet, and it's actually something that I teach as well too. But UGC is a great little side hustle that you can do even if you just want to start off getting free product, right? But again, you need to know marketing, you need to know branding, you need to understand like sales psychology. Like, why would somebody even want to go check out this restaurant, right? You need to know sales psychology. So I was doing UGC, and when you are someone who's like only thing you've ever done is kind of like work a 9 to 5, I didn't know I was kind of like being kind of underballed at the time, but I was excited. I was excited that I was getting to stay at hotels for free in exchange for content, right? Not knowing that even though I'm the editor, the producer, the creative director, all of those things, I'm really getting played, right? So again, I thank God for all of the things that I went through for a reason, because it's taught me the importance of these high income skills. Well, I continued to kind of do UGC because I was getting paid like $50, y'all, or again, getting free product. But I was like, well, what if I teach these UGC skills that I know because I'm landing brand deals? I mean, granted, I'm not making the most money, but I know how to negotiate. And, I know so many people would ask me, like, damn, Sierra, how you be getting to stay at this hotel for free? Or how do you be getting, free meals and stuff like that? And I'm like, baby, all I be doing is, y'all be having y'all phones out, right? You know how when you be going to the restaurant, you be filming your husband, your man, he be mad at you because you'll go and film it. Be like, hold on, babe, before we dig in, let me film this, right? Well, you do that all the time, right? I just learned how to turn it into something where I can get some of that exchange out of it, right? Because you got to give to get. So I was like, well, man, I could start teaching people this, right? Because I'm someone that I enjoy helping other people. I enjoy, teaching people. So I was like, well, I'll just try to do that. So I had seen this craze about like people putting together these PDFs and things like that. I don't know if y'all remember, like back in COVID, like this is where I first heard about digital marketing, and people were like, oh, you can put all the information that you know as long as it's teaching somebody in a PDF, and you can sell it, and like people are becoming millionaires from it. I'm like, from a PDF, girl, like the shit that be at work, an Excel file or something like that. So I decided to put all of this information inside of a PDF, and I was so excited. I was so proud. This is before it was like a Chat GPT craze. Well, at least I didn't know about Chat GPT back then. And I like did it from scratch. And y'all spent so much time, so much energy. And I always like to share this with y'all because so many of my students that I've helped, they kind of go through the same thing where it's like you went down the rabbit hole of university, you've researched and you've done this, and you feel that, hey, I can do this on my own, and you've spent so much time and energy. Well, so I did that, y'all, and I didn't have no game plan, didn't know nothing about pre-launch or nothing. Well, I tried to basically just appear on the internet and be like, hey, buy my product, and nobody bought it. And so it had me, it really left a really bad taste in my mouth because I was like, people are literally out here lying, saying that you can make all this money from digital products from a PDF if you're putting helpful information in. I'm like, I didn't put brands' emails that I didn't work with. I didn't put the emails that I said to the brand so they could literally copy off of what I said so they could get the same deal, and it's not working. And it was all because I didn't understand positioning. It was all because I didn't understand marketing, branding, understanding like messaging, right? And so again, it wasn't that my product sucked. It wasn't that it wasn't cute. It wasn't that it wasn't helpful. It was because I didn't know any of those skills. So again, I was still salty. Right? And so I was like, there's no way that people are making all this money from digital product. Like, there's no way, right? So I kind of continued to do UGC because I needed something to supplement my income. And although it wasn't nothing crazy, baby, the little bit that I got, it helped, right? Because this is the thing, y'all, with UGC, and this is why I'm so pro, invest in digital marketing, invest in affiliate marketing, because it's going to be the fastest way you're going to see your return. With UGC, even when I started, making a little bit more money, whether it be $50, $100, $300 for a brand deal, they have this thing where it's called net 30, net 60, net 90, meaning sometimes I can turn in the content to a brand where they're not going to pay me until 30 days out or 60 days out or 90 days out. And sometimes it would even be later than that. And I'm like, I can't survive off of this. Even there was times where I would have 4 or 5 deals at once that was paying me $300. That still, it wasn't giving what I need to get, baby. I need my money. I need it now, right? So I was like, man, like, okay, I mean, I'm gonna continue to do this. Here I am still feeling guilty that my husband is working 20 hours a day, going back and forth, girl. He falling asleep going to work. And I'm just like, Lord, like, there has to be something that I can do where I can like make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done feeling a certain type of way. Cause that's the thing. Like, people try to normalize like us wanting more, us, wanting to have more is a bad thing. And I'm like, well, I ain't trying to get no second job. I ain't doing it. I've been trying this YouTube thing. I ain't growing on YouTube. And again, I did not know because I didn't know about positioning myself and actually helping and solving problems. That's why I wasn't growing. So I'm just like, man, God, what I need to do? What I need to do, God? Tell me what to do. And so here comes digital marketing. I start seeing people talk about digital marketing. And this time I had seen people talking about it in a way of like courses. I don't know. Are y'all familiar with like seeing courses and how they can help you, learn skills, or, you can resell them and things like that. And I was just like, it really kind of sparked my curiosity because I was like, why would somebody put something together and then allow you to resell it? Like, that's just weird, because when I put together my digital product, my very first one, I was kind of like, I worked hard for this shit. I ain't about to be, baby, you can buy it. What do you need, baby? Okay, well then stop. So I was just like, why would somebody do it? But I kept hearing this terminology, master resale rights, master resale rights. And I'm like, okay. So I kind of was being nosy, but I still had that bad taste in my mouth because I was like, man, I put together a product. I had a little bundle together and didn't nobody buy my shit. So I'm not about to waste my time, going down this. And I'm like, people are saying that they're making $500 every time they resell a course. And I'm like, it's giving pyramid scheme. Like what, the people at the top is making some money, and then the people at the bottom, is it like Mary Kay? Like what is it giving, right? And then at the time, I didn't see any black women that looked like me. I didn't see anybody that looked like me. So again, I was just like, it's one of those things that it's probably like, yeah, they saying this craze, but that shit ain't gonna work for me. So again, I continue to do UGC, continue praying about it, and I just happened to be on YouTube one day, and I seen one of my favorite YouTubers that I followed for years, y'all. Followed her for years, Missy Lynn, and she was talking about selling digital products. I'm like, this is ironic as hell, because like what? So I'm thinking because Missy she's a known YouTuber. She's known for like makeup tutorials, and she's like one of those OG black YouTubers, right? That's been on YouTube for like literally since the beginning. So I'm like, well, maybe she's getting, paid to promote this product or whatever like that. So this is probably just like a brand deal. But as I'm watching the vlog, I'm noticing that like she's like really into it. Like she's in her pajamas on the couch, and she's, you know what I'm saying? Like she's really into this, and actually saying that she's learning. Then like in the middle of the vlog, she was saying like she had got, one like a sale for $500, and she wasn't showing her face. And I'm like, okay, this is okay, what? But I'm like, but still, there's no way. And so I'm weighing out the options in my head. I'm like, but again, the only people that I've ever seen that was successful was with some white people, and then she got a whole bunch of followers. What about me? I'm here. I am. I don't have a lot of followers. I damn sure don't have a lot of subscribers at that time. So how could I be successful? Like, what's the catch? But it just still like it was something in me that just kept like saying, you need to reach out to her. You need to reach out to her. So I just kind of played the scenario in my head. And I said, you know what? If it's meant to be, what's the worst? What's the worst thing that can happen if I just ask for some information? So, because Missy had like instructed people to do that, like in her video, she was like, "Hey, y'all, if y'all got questions or whatever like that, reach out to me, and I would love to help you get started." I'm like, all right, cool. So I sent her a DM, y'all, on Instagram, sent her a voice, and I'm like, hey, Missy, I just watched your vlog, and I seen that you're talking about, you can learn these skills, and these skills are helping you like grow your following. I'm like, what the hell you need to grow your following for? Because you have all these followers. Like, I want to get on your level. And I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Is a shit a scam? Like for real, it could just be between me and you. I ain't trying to like stop your little side hustle or whatever like that. But this is literally the message that I sent her. I'm like, is this shit a scam? Because I ain't got time to be playing. And she's like busted out laughing, y'all. And one, I wasn't even expecting her to write me back because she has this huge following. And so she hits me back and she's like, no, girl, I thought the same thing. I thought it was a scam too. But my friend Amber, she made literally $30,000. I think Amber, if I'm not mistaken, I think Amber had made 30,000 like within her first month of doing this. And I'm like, so all you doing is just reselling the program? Like there has to be a catch. Like what is the catch? And she's like, no, like she was like, the reselling part is honestly extra. The fact that you're learning skills and learning how to build things on your own. Plus there's side income streams in there too. So if you want to do that, that's another way to make money too. And I'm like, I know, but what's the catch? So I'm like literally going back and forth with her, and like I'm like, girl, but there has to be something, because if it was that easy, everybody would be doing this, And I'm like, girl, I ain't got time to be playing. So I'm like, what's the catch? And I'm like, well, how much is it? And she's like, well, it's $500. And I'm like, okay, so $500 to get started. I didn't have $500 at the time. But something just kind of kept telling me like, you need to do this, you need to do this. And I'm like, bro, I have been burned so many times before. I feel like I'm a sucker for being sold to, baby. I love me some QVC, all of that. So I'm like, girl, I ain't got $500. So after kind of going back and forth with her, she was like, well, you can get started on a payment plan. I'm like, okay, well, what exactly does that mean? She's like, you can use Klarna or Afterpay and start, and you can literally start for $125 down. And she was like, I'm not promising you anything, but like some people make they sale back before they even pay their payment, they payment plan off. And I'm like, okay. But again, I ain't got 125, you know what I'm saying, really to be risking, because again, I have been burned so many times. Like y'all, I had bought so many different programs, so many different mini courses and stuff that I seen on YouTube, and every time I would get it, it just never led me to anything. Like I would, yeah, it would be good information, but for the most part, the information that I could have just researched, yeah, it would have took me time, but I could have just it was nothing like helpful for me personally. And so I end up ghosting Missy ass, even though she had gave me all the information and spent so much time answering my questions. And I was just like, God, like if this is really meant to be, because it was just, I just kept having this feeling of like, you need to do this, you need to do this. And in the past, anytime I would get excited about a new business venture, I don't know if y'all be doing this, but I would run and go tell my friends and my family, like, hey, I'm doing this. Hey, I'm about to start this. Right. And a lot of the times people would kind of, discourage you. And so I was like, something is telling me this time, like, if you're going to do it, don't tell nobody you doing this. That way you can kind of like, you don't got to worry about nobody's opinion. Nobody's kind of like talking you down, wondering like, what is it that you're doing? You're weird or right. So I was like, I'm going to do this. So I prayed about it, and something told me to do a fast. So I ended up doing a 3-day fast. And I was like, God, like I really need clarity. Like I want to change my life. I want to elevate my life. I want more. I'm tired of telling my kids no. And I keep having these dreams and visions of me doing more, and me, me driving my dream car, and me doing the things that I've always said that I want to do. Granted, I ain't gotta be rich, but I know comfortable to me is, and I always used to say in my head, like 10K was like that number for me. And so I was like, I just know, like, you're not gonna put this vision in my head if it wasn't for a reason. I'm scared to do it. I'm terrified, but like something just kept telling me so do it. So by the time I finished my fast, something told me to do it, y'all. And literally, the timing of everything, how it worked out, I had just landed one of my largest UGC deals where I was gonna get paid a $3,000 retainer for 3 months. So that brand was gonna send, I was gonna make $3,000, and I had it automatically already coming. So I was like, maybe this is a sign that because I wasn't expecting to get this money anyway. So I get, I could spend this $500, and if it don't work out, look, it don't work out. Now I ain't gonna lie. When she told me I can get it on a payment plan, I was like, maybe I'm gonna cancel this shit if I ain't feeling. I'm gonna dispute it after that first payment if I get into this and it's not what I think it is. So I end up calling her back, y'all, a month later, and I'm like, hey, Missy, I'm gonna do it. I'm scared, but I'm gonna do it, y'all. So I took my husband's credit card. I'll never forget, on a Friday night, and I bought the program. And ever since that day, my life completely changed. Everything completely shifted. And for once, I was like, I didn't get burned. I didn't get, what I'm saying, played. And from the moment that I got inside of the program that I started with, which is DWA, Digital Wealth Academy, I was blown away. The structure of the program, the way the program was set up, to see so many people be successful at it, people that look like me, people that didn't look like me, white, black, men, old people, young people, saying that they were making all this money, but they were genuinely learning. I was like, bro, I didn't hit the jackpot. Y'all ain't even got in there and did nothing, right? So literally my first day, I was glued in, because that's the thing, y'all. A lot of people be looking for, this overnight success, and that was the thing. Like, although for some people that that happens, and it didn't take me that long to get my first sale, but like I was just so excited to actually learn. And that the information was structured out for me, and it made sense. It was organized, because a lot of times I feel like when you get courses or programs, I don't know if y'all have ever experienced this, but like a lot of the times you have to like finish one thing to get to the next thing, or finish that thing to get to the next thing. This was structured where I could jump around and kind of get what I need and leave what I don't. And so I was like, this shit, okay, this about to hit. And so I was so excited to learn and so motivated to learn that I literally stayed glued to my computer, y'all, the whole weekend. The whole weekend, I was like, I'm gonna take in all this information, because it was like module style learning. And they were talking about mindset. And I'm like, damn, I ain't never been a part of something where like they talking about mindset is 80% of doing this and being successful. And I'm like, I've never heard nobody talk about that. And so I'm locked in, I'm learning the information, I'm learning how to, position myself on social media. But I did decide to launch my business as I'm going through the information, I decided to like launch as a faceless creator, because again, like I said, I didn't want nobody in my business. I didn't want anybody to like discourage me. I didn't want anybody judging me or being like, oh girl, what is it that you doing? What you talking about? Right. So I said I'm gonna give myself 5 days to learn information. So I gave myself 5 official days, because one thing I be trying to swerve up and down, I really don't work on the weekend. So from that weekend to the next week, I gave myself 5 days to like learn. And I was like, the following week, I said I'm gonna launch this. And one of the big ways that inside of the program, it was telling you how you could get sales was really tell what you're learning, talk about what you're learning. So it was never about like having to be this person that has all these answers, or having to be this person that's an expert. I literally was just sharing like, hey, I haven't made any money yet, but I'm learning this, I'm learning that. Now, granted, it was a lot comfortable for me because I did have my camera turned around so you couldn't see me, but I was just genuinely sharing, talking about my experience of, hey, I'm learning about branding. I'm learning that branding isn't just about colors. It's about how you make people feel. What's your tone? What is a phrase or something that you always say that kind of brings the people in? I'm learning about, faceless marketing and how you can still be successful and make sales and, create products that, will resonate with people and things like that. And I'm just sharing these experiences. And, there would be people that would just literally come in my live and be like, oh, wow, how are you learning this? And again, every day I would get on there, y'all, for like the first 4 days. I would be like, I haven't made any money yet, but I'm growing on. Obviously, the strategy inside is working because I'm growing. I was at 10 followers yesterday. Now I'm at 20 followers. Now I'm at 50 followers, and people are seeing like this real life growth. And literally, y'all, on my 5th day, someone bought the program from me. And that was the first time I had ever made like $500. And it was like, for once, it was such a relief for me, because it was like, yeah, I'm getting on live. I'm not showing my face though, but like, yeah, and I'm posting content. I was posting like 3-4 times a day of like stock content, because keep in mind, it's not me, right? I'm literally posting a white girl with matcha G-Wagon, and I'm just putting like little phrases and stuff on the on the screen. And kind of like if y'all watch any of my content now, like anytime you see where I'm not talking in the video and it's just like text on the screen, that's all I'm doing. I'm like, I'm using Chat GPT to get some of these hooks. I'm just typing in what I want, what I wanted to say, how I wanted to feel. And so I'm like, because again, because it's so normalized for us to think that we don't deserve things or we don't deserve more, I felt so guilty. I was like, I just made $500 from being on live talking about how I haven't made no money yet and just what I'm learning and what I'm enjoying about the program. Like this is the part where I'm saying, where everybody is saying like it's easy, like, and I just felt like I literally got away with murder. And I'm like, what? Like, and ever since that moment, I was like, oh baby, it's up from here. If I can do this once, I can do this again. So I became addicted to like, hey, I'm on live every day. And let me tell y'all what I'm learning. Let me tell you what I'm showing. Boom. And I just made $500 yesterday, right? And I would just kind of keep repeating the process, y'all. It wasn't about like, because it wasn't my program. And that's the power of Done For You digital marketing. I didn't build this program. I'm just sharing what I'm actually learning and the results that I'm getting. I'm also sharing some of the students' testimonies in here too. And, encouraging others on why they should start, because there's nothing like having, something else outside of your 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with working your 9 to 5, right? But what happens if, you get laid off? What happens if, what I mean, they not giving, some people rely on overtime and stuff like that, right? But what happens if all of that changes? And we're in a world right now where that's really what this is. People can literally walk up to you today and say, hey, we no longer need your services, or your job is, going to disappear. So you're going to have to figure something out. And so I was like, man, like I really am getting away with murder. And literally my first 15 days, or I'm sorry, my first 23 days, y'all, I made 15K. 15K. That was the most money I had ever seen in my life. And again, from something that I didn't even take the time to create, I just fell in love with it. And I say all that to say, a lot of y'all don't realize that y'all do a form of marketing, affiliate marketing, every single day, and you don't get paid for it. Anytime you recommend something to your homegirl or just anybody of an experience that you had with a product, a service, hell, a movie, right? And they go check it out and they go spend their money, that is a form of affiliate marketing. So for anybody that thinks like, oh, I can't do this, or I don't have the experience, I don't have a degree, it's not even about any of that, because you do it every single day. It's all about just shifting the perspective. And y'all, long story short, kind of fast forward, I kind of continued with that program, fell in love with it. And, I end up scaling my business, I made my first 6 figures in 9 months, literally just from reselling that program. In between time, I would like try to like mentor people, and I would make, extra money with doing that as well. But the point was the skills that I took from that program, I was like, it's not just about reselling this course. It's about, I'm able to do so many other things. I'm able to create other streams of income for myself, like creating a mentorship community, like creating my own community, right? And so I end up branch off doing that, and I launched my own programs specifically for moms. And the reason why I did that is because one thing that you learn, I think that people don't really understand, to be successful at digital marketing, to really have a good offer, is one, it's got to be from a lived experience. What's something that you've overcome, or what's something that people just come and ask you for help all the time, right? And it can be something as simple as like, hey, what you're really good at planning, vacations and itineraries. Can you put something together for me? You could monetize that and get paid for it. It's all about just, shifting your perspective and figuring out how to structure in a way. And that's why learning these high income skills are so important. A lot of people think when they hear digital marketing, like you have to teach people how to make money online. I have students that literally help people from stop overthinking, helping people budget their money better, help people potty train their kids, help people crochet. Like there's so many different forms, and that's the beauty of this. Like I get paid to do what I love to do, and that's help people, pour into people, and help them make money. And I just learned, I just took the skills that I learned from the program that I got started with, and like I said, branched off and created my own community for moms, because as moms, we're always pouring into each other. We're always pouring into somebody else except for ourselves. We're always going above and beyond for somebody except for ourselves. And just the importance of ownership. A lot of people, when they see like, you making life-changing money, like, oh, you just have to quit your 9 to 5. Y'all, I still work my 9 to 5. And I've made well over $350,000 like as a complete beginner. Okay. Cause I truthfully believe in having stability. One thing I don't want to do is have to work extremely hard. I don't want to, I want my systems to work for me, whether I'm sleeping, whether I'm working, whether I'm on vacation, whether I'm out with my kids. And, that's one thing that I encourage moms, build something while you're on your 9 to 5. While you work your 9 to 5, baby, from 5 to 9, you can work on your business. And there's multiple ways to do that. You can get started like how I did with a Done For You system. The system that I built is called the Mompreneur Method. I don't know if I got any moms in the room right now. I'll be happy to show y'all how it works. And like I said, you don't have to have any experience, or you can also take that program and learn how to create your own offer. You can sell a $27 ebook if that's what you want to do. You can sell a $27 mentorship. You know what I mean? The thing is, whatever it is that you've overcame in your life, and I don't care if it's something that's losing weight. How did you lose weight naturally? Get back, baby. How did you lose weight naturally, right? And you got paint on your face, just so you know. But you know, I literally, y'all, it does not matter, and that's the beauty of it. Like, we live in a world now where, like I said, the world is automating, the world is using AI, right? Yeah, it's a scary thought, but take advantage of it. You know what I mean? And it's been digital products and digital marketing specifically is such a life changing. It can be such a life changing thing for you if you lock in and learn. And no way am I saying this is a get rich quick scheme by any means, right? I actually locked in. I learned skills. I took it serious, but I implemented what I learned, and I just showed up consistently. And now it allows me to do the things that I want. I was able to buy my dream car cash. I was able to buy my dream apartment in Chicago. I was able to put my bills on auto pay, and so many other amazing things that I was able to do for my family. My husband no longer has to work 2 full-time jobs. You know, he was able to come off one of his jobs. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's not about like you having to have a business degree or you having to have all this experience. It's you just having to just wanting to learn. What's up, baby? You okay? What's the problem? Okay, well, you ain't got no shoes on, honey. Can you put some shoes on? And can you close my door? But I don't know. Do I have anybody in the room? Because y'all quiet. Y'all be quiet and just sitting here. And I try to get on here to answer any questions that y'all have, because I know what it's like to be scared and be hesitant. But I'm telling you right now, I know y'all heard the saying, "Scare money don't make no money," but it really is what it is. If I not invested in myself, had I would have been stay scared and just sat back and watched so many other people change their life, which kind of used to like piss me off, not on a hating aspect, but just like, damn, these people ain't better than me. They're not smarter than me. Why can't I do this? It was me having to step out of my comfort zone and be like, you know what? I deserve more. I can have more. What do I have to do to get it? And that was just literally lock in, learn the skill, implement the skill, and be consistent. And ever since then, everything has changed. So again, now I've been able, you know, I've helped over like 600 people at this point start their digital marketing businesses, whether it's been just reselling a done for you program or even just creating their own offer. The point that I always try to teach people, and this is one thing that I teach inside of my community, is yeah, you definitely can, you know, start off reselling something and getting those training wheels going, but you also can take those exact same skills that's allowing you to resell this program, right, and create your own. There's nothing like having your own, and especially in something that you truly believe in, that you're proud of, and something that you've overcome. Like I said, I don't care if it's losing weight, I don't care if it's, you know, dealing with your mental health. If it's something that you overcome, and you know what I'm saying, and you've been able to help other people do it, you can monetize that and put that in some form of a digital product, whether it be an ebook, a guide, a course, hell, voice notes, even your YouTube channel. There's so many different ways that you can do that. So I got 3 people in the room. Y'all, like I said, y'all quiet. I don't know why y'all being scary. But I wanted to see if anybody wants me to show you how to get started. If so, you put a me in the chat. Let me know, y'all. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You in here obviously listening and staring at me. So ask questions. Because like I said, y'all, I get on here pretty much every day. This is a part of like my sales strategy. If I'm being honest with you, a lot of people always ask me like, do I have to go live every day? You can. I have students that sometimes they go live, sometimes they just post content. It's completely up to you. I like personally going live just because I like to show y'all and like be able to answer any questions that y'all may have, because I get it. Like, do you have to go live? No, you don't even have to show your face. And that's a really cool thing. Like I told y'all, when I started, I used to have my camera turned around. So I'm gonna share. You said you okay, sis. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna show you how NPM works. Like I showed y'all, like I mentioned before. Baby, can you please close my door? Please close my door. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm mama first. I'm gonna share my screen. Um, your mouth is out of control today, girl. Okay, Kalendra, I'm gonna show you how it works, sis, and just show y'all really quickly so you won't be confused or like be like, okay, what am I gonna do? I don't really know nothing. You know everything, sis. You got everything you need. So let me know if y'all can see my screen because it do be acting a little funky. Okay. Let me see. Oops. Okay, hopefully it's on here. Okay. Okay, y'all. So this is NPM. Here, I'm gonna hit hide real quick. And this is a done for you digital income asset. Okay. So again, inside of this community, you'll learn all things high income skills, right? So again, you have the option, if you want to, you can resell this program. But from the moment you join NPM, you are never confused, you are never stuck, and you get an actual game plan on what to do. Okay. So inside, this is like our my like essentially like the landing page when you get inside of NPM. So this is a community. This is where I post like updates. I give, like motivation, and I'm really big on holding my mamas inside of the community accountable. Okay. Because again, when you're starting a new venture, it can be uncomfortable, right? And you need support. And that's why it's so important to be inside of a like-minded community of moms just like you that are trying to build something while they're working, while they're at home. It does not matter. Okay. So again, this is what I post inside of here. Every Wednesday I do a live Q&A call, okay, where I get on and I basically coach you on the spot. But we have a really, really good time because we pour into each other. I help the moms with their strategy. They're there, any questions that they have, they can ask questions, and again, everything that I basically implemented in my business to allow me to scale my business to over 350,000, and even help some of my students. One of my students has made over $700,000. I have had students that made their first 5K, their first 10K, their first six figures. Again, digital marketing is truly something. What you put in is what you get out. And, mindset is truly 80% of it. Okay. But to get into the meat and potatoes of everything, inside of the classroom, this is where all of the training is set up. Okay. So all of these modules are podcast style learning, and they're designed for you to be able to listen to these on the go. One thing that I did when I designed NPM was I knew that like it's hard for me to focus. It's hard for me to learn. Obviously, you see kids in the background, baby. Life be life sometimes, right? And so I was just like, okay, if I'm not the only one that learns like this, because as I started helping people, I'm like, okay, girl, I know you don't got time to go through the modules. This is what you need to do. Go through this module, and this module, right? And when I noticed that I would start implementing my personal strategy on moms, that's when they would get that. That's when it would finally click for them. That's when they would finally get their first sales. So I brought that over into my program, and I was like, look, ain't nobody got time to be staring at no screen like that. If you can just listen to this like audio style, right? As you dropping the kids off, you in the carpool line, baby. Hell, you're cleaning up around the house, pop your AirPod in and learn and actually make the training sound like you're talking to your homegirl. It's going to be 10 times easier trying to learn than versus like being like you're in an actual classroom, right? So that is how all of the training is designed. Like literally how I'll be on live talking to y'all. That's how I talk inside of the community. So it's literally just like that. Okay. But like I mentioned, when you get inside, you are not confused on what to do. So literally the first module here is obviously start here. I am very big on prayer and implementing God in your personal strategy. Okay. One thing about me, baby, I'll tell you this now. And if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. But if it had not been for God, if it had not me getting into my word and really, praying over my business, unlike I did prior to any other business venture I've ever tried, I would not see the success that I have. Everything that I did, I always led with God first. I always say, God, give me the words to say, God, give me the content ideas, God, put me in front of the women that I need to be in front of so I can help them grow and help them evolve, and from there. And that is a huge part of my strategy. So inside, when you join NPM, I first off welcome you in with like just a prayer for you, because I want you to set the tone. All of one thing I always tell my mamas in general, like, you got it from day one, even though you brand new, even though this is uncomfortable, even though you may not have ever did anything like this before, you have to treat this like this is a $1 billion brand from day one, because it is, sis, and it can be, you know what I mean? And you want to be intentional with your time and your energy, right? So I welcome you inside. I tell you a little bit why I started NPM and kind of like my backstory is all available there. But if you start right here as just with getting started, your first 30 days inside of NPM, okay? This was one thing that I had noticed when I had been in different communities and different programs, that there was no structure. And that's why so many people felt lost. Like, yes, it's great information. It's hell of information. But what the hell do I do? Like, yeah, I was hyped day one, but okay, what do I do next? So that's why I put together a 30-day game plan when you get inside, okay? So literally, if you watch this video, it just kind of explains the things that I want you to think about. When you get inside of learning high income skills inside of a community and a program, it's not your job day one to be trying to figure out what are you going to sell, you shouldn't be thinking about that. You should be learning the skills so you can position yourself properly when you get online. One thing I tell my mamas inside of my community, your job is not to say, hey, I'm going to show you how to make $1,000 online. Baby, if you ain't made $1,000 online, how you going to show somebody else to make $1,000 online, right? So the point is to be honest, tell your truth, right? And talk about why you started. People don't realize that people at the bottom that have not made no money yet are a lot more relatable than the people that have made all this money. A lot of people for real, like relate more to you of like, hey, I'm ready for something more. I'm ready to finally be able to put my bills on auto pay. I'm ready for to finally have slow mornings, right? And those are the things that you talk about when you first start posting content. You don't get on here lying and talk about, hey, I'm going to show you how to make grow 100k followers on Instagram. Baby, you got 2 followers on your page, so we got to make it make sense, right? So that's what I cover inside of there. Then I tell you about, thinking about deciding, do you want to be faceless? Do you want to be face forward? These are things that you really need to think about before you even launch, so that way you actually have a solid game plan, and you can keep that momentum and consistency up. Okay. Now, one of the things that the moms really, really enjoy inside of NPM, because I wanted to make the process streamlined, I wanted to make it easy and simple for you to follow so you're never confused or never stuck, was I took the time and I spent literally 6 months training a GPT for this program specifically. So every module that you see here, yes, it's a podcast style learning, right? But this GPT is trained on them, and her name is Mama Bot. So if you go inside of this module here, this Mama's New Bestie, I'm just gonna go. You have access to this bot, and she literally is your 24/7 support. Okay. So again, this is why I'm always saying, regardless if you have any experience, regardless if you ever done this before, it does not matter. You can ask her anything, and she's gonna answer your questions. So I'm gonna kind of like walk y'all through to show y'all what I mean. Okay. So you can literally come in here, and y'all, hopefully y'all can see my screen still, right? Okay. You can come in here just like this, right? And I can say, let me hit, hey mama, today is my first day inside of NPM. I'm excited. I'm ready to start getting this money. But where do I start? Okay. So you can literally say whatever. And y'all, this is like my AI twin essentially, but she's trained on everything inside of NPM to help you. And when I tell you, I'm gonna show y'all some of the testimonies in a second, because the mamas, they love her. They love her because Mama Bot, she'll get you together. Okay. She'll let you know in a minute, like, baby, that was trash. You don't know what the hell you doing. Okay. So as you can see, she literally will feedback. And now this is essentially chat GPT, right? But again, it's trained specifically. So you're not getting generic ass answers. You're not getting information that's not going to help you, right? So she literally will ask you qualifying questions and letting you know. And she's kind of just explaining to you like, hey mama, I love this energy, but I'm going to ground you real quick before we run. You said I'm ready to start getting this money. I hear you, but inside of NPM, we don't chase money first. We build skill first. Money follows. This is your asset now, not a quick flip. Okay. That's very, very important to know, y'all, because anytime you want to actually make life changing money online, it is important for you to understand you got to put in the work, right? And if you want to have longevity, just like with working out, okay, you have to put in the motherfucking work, y'all. You ain't gonna get no six pack in no day, okay? So again, I know y'all see a lot of like get rich quick scheme type of programs and communities out there. That's not what NPM is, okay? This is something I truly believe, and I tell moms all the time. I don't teach you how to make money online. I teach you how to become the woman that creates opportunities for herself, because you've taken the time to learn high income skills. If that ain't your type of vibe, baby, then I'm telling you right now, NPM ain't gonna be for you, okay? You ain't hurt my feelings. I just want to let you know, okay? So again, she'll break everything down for you. And then she even explains like, hey, your first step is going to go through that Hey Mama Start Here module, right? Because she wants you to get that 30-day roadmap. And then it's all about like getting your foundation, everything set together. If you do not have a strong foundation, mama, I'm telling you now, you're going to be wasting your time. If you're just doing this because you need money tomorrow, well, what happens when you don't get money tomorrow, right? You're going to be giving up, and then you're like, what? But if you actually taking the time to be like, hey, I want to learn high income skills because I want to have slow mornings, because I want to stop telling my babies no and things like that, you are going to be willing to put in that work and show up every single day when people not supporting you, when people not in your live, when people not liking your content, whatever, you're going to continue to show up because you know those skills are going to eventually start attracting the right people, okay? So that's what that's all about. And then as you can see, she even gives you a step 2, understand what you actually bought. Okay. And then she just explains that this is a licensed resale program. Okay. You have the option to resell it as your own. So you don't have, if you're somebody that like, hey, I have no intention of ever building anything, baby, you ain't got to build nothing. Okay. NPM, you can sell it as your own for 100% profit. But again, I encourage all moms to, create something of your own. I know you have talents and gifts and things that you've overcome. You can monetize them shits. Okay. We just got to make sure that it's something that's actually valuable and something that people will actually want. Okay. And then she says, like, pick a platform. So again, you don't want to be scrambling and being like, oh, I want to try to be on every platform. No, pick a platform that you feel the most comfortable with. I definitely recommend going live. Like I mentioned, even when you go live, you can definitely turn around the screen and it doesn't have to necessarily be on you. You want to just give value and serve people and help people solve their problems, whether that's making more money, you know what I'm saying? Again, showing them how to lose weight, whatever it is that you want to do, as long as you're doing that and serving online, that's how you attract people to buying your product, right? And then step 4, start visibility immediately, right? So then she just tells you, different post ideas and everything like that, okay? Again, game plan. All right. So like say if you're like, okay, well, I've been through the modules, I did everything that she say, you can still come back in here and be like, look, okay, so I'm a boy mom and I went through all of the modules already and I'm feeling confident, but I'm still nervous on what exactly my first post should be. I haven't made any money yet and I see so many people dropping screenshots of how much money they made. What can I talk about that will actually bring me sales? Y'all see how I be trying to talk how beginners be talking, okay? Because this is what the fuck y'all be saying. Because y'all think everything is about some goddamn money when it's not. It's about serving people, y'all. Serve people, serve them. I'm telling you, you make a lot more money that way. Because at this point, y'all, people can make up fake ass screenshots, okay? So we let her do her little 1 2 1 2, her little magic. And she says, and again, y'all, Mama Bot, like I said, she your homegirl. She really is your homegirl. She says, all right, Mama, come here for a second. I'm glad you said this out loud, but this is where a lot of moms start moving wrong. You said, I haven't made a sale yet, and I see other people posting screenshot. Let me tighten this up real quick. Screenshots don't sell. Clarity and connection sells. And right now, you don't need proof. You need positioning. She said, you're not behind. You are in your, y'all see how she basically say everything that I say is because I designed this shit myself. Okay. But for real though, you are in your most relatable stage because the moms you're speaking to, she hasn't made money either. So instead of trying to impress, you mirror her. What actually gets you sales? Okay, so then she's breaking it down as far as, hey, she, what can we say that's gonna make her get me? Okay, and again, uh she gives you like ideas. So if we scroll down just a little bit, your first post, I don't want you copying trends, da da da. So she gives you a talking video idea. Now, granted, you can go back in here and be like, girl, I don't want to talk on video. Can you help me give me a text on screen video? So again, y'all, like you're never stuck. You literally have a GPT that's trained on every module inside of here. And again, I'm gonna continue showing y'all some stuff real quick. Okay. So look, she gave us a hook. She said, real talk, I almost didn't start this because I haven't made a single dollar yet. Do y'all see how real and raw that shit is? But how many women is that going to stop in their tracks? Because think about how many women maybe have started and didn't make a dollar yet. Maybe who's thinking about starting. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's what attracts people and brings them in. Like, wow, she's just like me. Wow, I can relate to her. And again, once I have your attention, now let me educate you. Now let me serve you. Now let me problem solve for you. And and put you on and basically educate you. So she said, body, I'm a boy mom. My days are loud, busy, and honestly exhausting. And for the longest, I kept thinking I needed proof before I could start. But I realized the moms I relate to the most aren't the ones making millions. It's the ones who are just getting started, just like me. And as you can see, she gave you this. So again, if you wanted to use this as a talking video, meaning like an actual talking head where you'll film yourself. And again, a lot of y'all be thinking it has to be this production quality, baby. If you don't just pick up your phone like this and literally read what it says, okay? Girl, a lot of times I tell my moms, like, girl, go on to Snapchat and film, because you know how sometimes you be wanting a cute little filter, and I get it. I feel you, right? But film, she gave you what to say, okay? And then you want to have like a shift moment in your video, right? That like kind of is like that turning point. So instead of waiting until I make money, I decided to document me building it, okay? That is one real and raw thing that you can do, because at the end of the day, this is why I'm always saying, treat your business like $1 billion business from day one, because you know you're gonna be somewhere. So yeah, I'll document myself saying, hey, it's my day one. I haven't made any money yet, but I know by day 30, I know by day 60, I know by day 90, I'm gonna be up. Okay. You gotta speak positive and have that type of mindset, or honestly, you'll be wasting your time. And as you can see, like I said, she even gives you a close. If you've been watching from the sidelines just like me, you might not need more motivation. You might just need a system. Boom. Okay. And again, she gives you everything that you need, what to say, what to post, y'all, and how to show up online. Say if I'm like, hey, I really like that. That was good. But um, let me show y'all. I'll do this for a second. Hey girl, I really like that talking video that you gave me. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of white woman vibes, okay? No offense, I don't have a problem with white women or anything like that. But can you give it more black girl, homegirl energy? I want it to sound just like me, okay? And you can literally drop this in here, drop it in her like that. Okay, y'all. This is why I designed this like this, because this is how I really be talking to Chat GPT. And I'm like, if y'all start talking to Chat GPT the right way, you get the answers and be positioned how you need to position. As you can see, she's laughed at me. She said, okay, now we talking, mama. I'm glad you said that, because your content is supposed to sound like you, not like some Pinterest version of you. We're not doing soft filtered aesthetic struggle. We're doing real grounded homegirl energy. Let me tighten that up for you real quick. Okay. And so as you can see, she kind of tightened up. She said, let me be real. Okay. You see how she put the little hood on there? Let me be real. Bitch, I'm tired. Okay. I ain't made no money from this post, or I ain't made no money from this yet. I'm a boy mom. Okay. You see how she put the little attitude on there? My house is loud. It's always something going on in the motherfucking background. Okay. If you need to add your little 1 2 on there, you can do that too. And for a minute, I keep telling myself I needed to see results before I even spoke on it. But the whole time, I'm like, how am I waiting on results from something I ain't even started for real? So again, this is what I mean when I'm saying for y'all to be like, well, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to post, I'm scared. I eliminated that excuse because that was the number one thing that I had as mentoring and coaching so many people. Like, well, I'm just scared. Like, what do I say? What do I do? Baby, put your thoughts and ideas in here. Like, I can literally say, hey girl, so I need another content idea for the day. I do need to do the dishes. I do need a vacuum. So maybe I'm gonna have like a cleaning day. Do you have any ideas or something that I could do to maybe, since I gotta get that shit done anyway, where I could like turn that into some content? I do want to talk. So maybe make it like where I'm like talking and teaching at the same time. But again, I'm gonna be vacuuming, doing the laundry, and folding some clothes. Okay. And boom, we drop that in her just like that. And boom, she says, yes, mama, this is what I like to hear. You're not stopping life to create content. You're making your life the content. That's exactly how you win. Because this is one thing that and the reason why I'm trying to show y'all this is because, again, a lot of y'all think that y'all have to have this aesthetic lifestyle. A lot of y'all think that y'all have to have this perfect aesthetic and things like that. Nobody cares about that. You are the most relatable if you have a white motherfucking refrigerator, a white kitchen. Nobody cares. When you just be real and speak from your heart and speak from your truth, people can feel that energy. When you're trying to fake the funk and be something that you're not, because that's what everybody's telling you to do, how has that been working out for you? Okay. And it's so much easier to just show up as you instead of trying to be somebody that you're not. Okay. And that's one thing that I'm really big on. Like I tell my mamas, we got to do this shit anyway. We have to give our kids a bath. We have to cook dinner. You're going to be doing that anyway. Why not set up your phone, learn high income skills, right? So you can learn how to romanticize the things that you're doing. Okay. Again, it ain't about you got to be in a G-Wagon or you at brunch all the time. Yeah. When you can do that, you can do that. But your everyday life is all you need to start generating income right from your phone. Okay. You just have to learn high income skills to do that. And with a system, a structured system that tells you what to do, tells you what to say, there is no confusion. There is no you being stuck. There is no you don't know what to do. Okay. Baby, when I say everybody out here cutting their grass and it's raining, why y'all coming out here? Calendra, not you laughed at me. But for real, I'm serious because y'all be doing too much. And so she said, yes, mama, this is what I like to hear. You stop life to create content. You're making okay, I already read that, didn't I? And then she says, let me film while I clean, basically. Okay. Messy house authority, kids in the background, relatability, right. Okay. So she gave me a little script. Okay. So she says black girl, home girl energy. All right. And again, if you ain't a black girl, that's fine. Make it a white girl, home girl energy, Mexican girl, home Puerto Rico. I don't know. Do whatever you got to do. Okay. But she said, see, this is exactly why I knew I needed something different. I'm over here cleaning, folding motherfucking clothes, doing all of this. And I used to really think that this was just going to be my forever life. Like, don't get me wrong. I love being a mom, but I knew I needed more for myself too. And what I realized is it's not that I needed more time, I needed a system, something I can build in the middle of this, not outside of this. Do y'all see how real and relatable that shit is? I can't make this shit up. Like when I say Mama Body is cold, she cold. Another thing that she's really, really good at too, because I know a lot of y'all be like, but girl, I ain't got no cute photos of me. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna post stuff in my stories? She will generate images for you. Okay. So again, I design her and build her to literally whatever excuse you got in your head right now, sis, whatever excuse that's been holding you back from starting your business, from starting learning high income skills, you no longer have that. Okay. I just want that to be very clear. I want to come across that that's very clear. You said, because you are funny. Girl, I be serious. I be trying to let y'all know. Okay. So like say if hopefully y'all don't see no crazy photos of me. Say if I wanted to like generate some images of me, right? Because I want to put it on maybe some flyers, maybe my digital product that I learned how to create inside of NPM, girl, anything, right? And I'm like, girl, I don't really got time to be taking no photos. I ain't got time to do none of that shit or whatever. I'm gonna show y'all real quick. Now I ain't got the best photo of me right now. You want to use a really, really clear photo, but for now we're just gonna use this photo since I have it. I will get and I'll show y'all me doing somebody else's ooh, it ain't gonna let me upload it. Probably because it's too damn big. Let me see. I'm gonna show y'all how y'all can upload images, okay? And then I'm gonna also show y'all. Well, here I got a picture of Aaliyah J. I'll show y'all hers because I don't like doing me. Because everybody be like, "Well, can you only just do you?" Let me show y'all. You can generate other photos of yourself, or and it's not just me, okay? Because it's I'm the bot that designed it or whatever like that. So I can be like, okay, hey girl, can you take this photo and change the outfit completely? I want to be like in a G-Wagon. I want to have on bubblegum pink And I want to make sure that you keep my facial features the same, my hair the same, but you can take that scarf off of my head, and I just wanted to give luxury vibes, soft life vibes. Again, keep my facial features the same, my makeup exactly the same, but just change my positioning in the environment, which, like I said, I would like to be like in a G-Wagon. Okay. So again, you want to drop like a clear photo, but I tell you can use this, like I said, like say if you want to create an ebook or a guide, right? And you want to put your photo on there, which I highly recommend that you do. It's all right if you ain't got time to do no photo shoot. You can just drop a really good clear photo of yourself and let Mama Bot do the work for you, okay? And then I'm gonna show y'all really quickly how you can create something and how she can help you validate and make sure that maybe whatever it is that you want to create is going to be something valuable, okay? Like I said, this system is completely done for you. Like I said, you have the option to resell it 100% profit if you want to do that. But if not, I encourage you create something of your own, because like I said, what do people always be coming up to you, get on your nerves, asking you like, how do you do this? You are so good at this. I want to know how to do that too. Baby, let's turn that into some money. Cause why not? You know what I'm saying? It's such a blessing to get paid for the things that you love, y'all. It's such a blessing to get paid to do the things that you enjoy doing. Like I said, I love pouring into people. I love helping people. And I also love people helping mamas get to their bag, specifically because at the end of the day, bitch, motherhood is a full-time job. Okay? Like life out here, baby. Zyla, why is my door still open? Can you open up the door? I mean, can you close the door, please? Because you're letting bugs in my house, baby. Please. Thank you. Close my door. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. But y'all see how, again, that wasn't the best photo of Aaliyah that I had, but do y'all see how just like that, boom, within seconds, it generated an image from me. And you can keep doing that. If I wanted to go in here and be like, okay, I'm gonna use this photo for something. So I'm really good at, people always say I do a really, really good job planning itineraries and trips whenever I go on vacations. And I wanted to know if I could turn that into a digital product. I don't know much about digital products, but I do have NPM. First of all, is there any modules that you think I should go through to kind of help me be able to learn how to put together a digital product? And then two, what do you think I should do as far as like something that would be actually valuable, and I can make a lot of money from? Let's just be honest, okay? Boom, y'all. Like I said, y'all can say anything to her, and she's gonna give you the answer, okay? Because she's a beast, okay? She's the motherfucking truth. Okay, we're gonna see what she comes up with. And she says, all right, mama, now this is what I like, because you shifted from how do I make money to what skill do I already have that can print money. So she says, first, let's position this correctly. You're not good at planning trips. You have I can't even say that word, y'all. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. My I can't talk today for some reason. It's Monday. Okay. So planning plus organization plus experience curation, that's a high income skill when packaged right. Okay. This is what I've been trying to tell y'all. All right. But I'm not co-signing anything yet. We're building this the right way. This is what I mean. She's not like regular chat GPT where she's going to, hey, that's a great idea. Let's put together something, right? She's going to actually put you through the work and tell you what you need to do, y'all. My computer about to die. Let me hurry up and get off of here. Okay. So she says modules you need in this order. So you're going to go into the create your own mama module, right? So again, there's a module on that. So if I come down here, all right, and this is why I designed this, because like I said, mamas don't have time to be trying to go through 18,001 things. Bitch, what do I need? What's the information that I need so I can do it, implement it, so I can start getting this money, if I'm just being honest, right? So I have the create your own mama module down here. Okay. This is where you'll learn how to create your own ebook, guide, template, community. Okay. From here, I also show you how to validate your product. Okay, y'all. Because again, just because you think something is a great idea, we still need to make sure it's actually valuable. People actually want it. People are searching for it. Just because it's cute to you, don't mean it's cute to the world. All right. So she says, go to create your own. And then again, she explains everything. Then she mentions to go into the positioning mama module, right? So that's what I'm saying. So if you are someone who's like, hey, I'm not really interested in reselling right now, that's not something that I want to do, I want to create my own shit, you have that option. I encourage that. That's the biggest thing I want moms to take away, especially with being inside of NPM. I want you to build something of your own, sis. There's nothing like having your own, okay? And then she even tells you to go into the positioning mama and selling mama module, okay? Those 3 modules right there will help you build whatever product that you want, okay? Now she says, now let's talk money. Real talk. You ask, what I make that actually is valuable and profitable? Good, because not everything, as y'all can see, I know my shit, okay? I've been doing this, all right? I'm a Glammy. Do you have older ladies in the group? Yes, I definitely do. Is it Calandra or Salandra? I don't want to be saying it wrong, because like I said, I have a Calandra. I'm thinking you was her, but you not her. Okay, my bad. Yeah, so I have grandmas, girl, it don't matter. If you a mama, a grandmama, a bonus mama, it does not matter. Okay. If you are a mom, the point is I just want you to, tap into that energy of you're always pouring into people, sis. You have skills. You just gotta shift your perspective, okay? So as you can see, she hops in here and she says, what I'm not approving is cute travel planner PDF, vacation checklist, all that, because that's that generic BS that you always see. Okay. So she said, what actually will sell? One specific problem, one specific person, one clear outcome. Okay. That matters so much, y'all. This is how you actually make a lot of money in selling digital products. Okay. So she says, option one, stress-free family vacation blueprint for busy moms. Okay. Now, if I said, hey, I don't want to necessarily position this for moms, I wanted to talk to everybody. I can also go back in here and tell her that. But let's just look at some of the ideas she gave us. So she says, problems. I don't have a trip. I don't have time to plan a trip. Outcome, a fully mapped out trip. Without stress. See, that's the thing. A lot of people think that if I stuff a whole bunch of stuff inside of a product, like like a Thanksgiving turkey, people will think it's valuable. Less is more, y'all. Solve one clear problem, have it fully mapped out where it's one clear outcome. When you do that, you will make a lot of money. I promise you that, okay? And so option two, she says, what did you say, sis? You like the second one? Option two, done for you mom vacation plans, 3 to 5 day trips, okay? So then inside you'll get an itinerary day by day, where to stay, where to eat, kid-friendly activities, budget breakdown, why, and then she just basically says why this is because moms don't want to plan. They don't have time to plan, right? They want it done. So that's super cute, right? Obviously, like something like Disney. One of my favorite places to go on vacation is Evermore. I love me some Evermore, okay? Things like that. So that's something that you could put together really, really quick, right? And then last one, she gave us option three, high ticket, and this is a high ticket lane, meaning you can charge a little bit more, 97 to $297, right? And so this is a custom itinerary service, and this is a time saving plus personalized. So maybe, it's like they going to Jamaica or something like that, and you have all of those things kind of like planned out essentially, right? If you want to dive more into it, you can definitely ask her more questions. But again, I just wanted to give y'all kind of quick overview. All right. But here, and then it says, but here's where I'm checking you with love. Before you build anything, answer me this. Who are you planning trips for? You see how she does that? And that's why I'm saying this is so much better than regular Chat GPT, because again, Chat GPT is really good, but it gives you very watered down information. You want to be specific in order to actually build your content around it, understand your messaging. So who you're actually talking to, you're going to attract them. And boom, once I get you in my presence, baby, now I'm able to, I'm saying solve your problem by you purchasing my product, because that's going to help you. Okay. So she says, basically, who do you want this for? And then, because if you say for everybody, mama, I'm shutting this down. Strategy, you're not seeing yet. You already have NPM, so this becomes content equals your life plus planning skill. NPM equals your main income stream right now, and then the travel product that can be your future expansion. Okay, and then it says, remember the rule: master one income stream before expanding. That's one thing that I always tell the ladies inside of NPM. Although I think having multiple streams of income is great, but you need to learn how to master one thing, get that money going and flowing for you. That's why I encourage moms, as you're building a 9 to 5, learn a high income skill, build those skills. Okay. Start building that income, right? Start building your business, start building business credit, all that as well too. Okay. And then start branching off to other things. Inside of my program, I don't teach a whole bunch of different side income streams, because all you need is either you can resell NPM or create something of your own. Those two alone can help you scale to your first 6 figures, to your first 7 figures alone. And then as that starts working for you and you manage that and master that, then you can start branching off. If you want to do Amazon reviews, Amazon reviews. If you want to do UGC, you can do UGC, but you have to learn these core skills, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it makes a whole hell of a lot of difference. And that is how you actually scale and make a lot of money, if I'm just being honest with you. Okay. So I can go back in here and I can answer her question. So if I wanted to say, so what if I didn't want to make this specifically for moms, but I did want it to be budget friendly? My ideal client is just like me. She's 33 years old. She could possibly have kids, but maybe she doesn't. So I wanted to, appeal to her. Okay. Oh, and then I'm going to say, I also want it to be at an affordable price rate, but I don't want to just give it away. Yeah, I'm sorry. One thing I'm not about to do is type. Okay, let me hurry up. How many minutes I got left on here? Okay. And as y'all can see, Let Mama Bot do her work. Okay, y'all. Mama Bot literally is the core of NPM. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm the core of NPM. I'm just playing. No, but like I said, I built this because I didn't want moms to be stuck. I wanted them to be able to get their whatever it is that they needed and that they're trying to do and get it out. Okay. I don't know shit about like traveling. I know how to travel, but I don't know shit about it. Okay. So again, like she is hooked to the internet. She's hooked to everything to actually help you. And then, like I said, it's still important to validate, to make sure, are people actively searching for this? Are people needing help with travel plans? Think about it. There's like travel seasons and stuff like that, right? So you got to be clear about these things ahead of time when you go and like start promoting and pre-launching your product. Okay. So she says, first, I'm not co-signing just like me. You said my ideal client, and I did that on purpose. My ideal client is just like me. She's 33, maybe kids, maybe not. Mama, that's too broad. That's how products don't sell. We need one clear woman, one clear problem, one clear outcome. Okay. And again, y'all, this is so important. A lot of people won't tell you this. MPM, it's a one-time investment of $397. Sis, you can literally get started for zero down. Okay. Let me know if you want me to show you how you can get it on the payment plan. Okay. But as you can see, she says, right now you gave me age and vibes, but not pain, urgency, and buying behavior. Let's fix that. Let's find the real buyer. Answer this. When it comes to travel, what does she like? What does she struggle with? Is it, I want to travel, but I'm always broke, confused on budgeting, flights be too expensive, and I don't know how to find deals. Planning stresses me out. So I don't go. I waste money every time I travel. You know what I mean, etc. Right? So you would answer these questions and tell her who your ideal buyer is. See, a lot of y'all have, probably came up with your own digital product, right? But you have to narrow it down and get specific. I know it's scary. I know you're like, well, I don't want to lose out on people. No, when you're clear and it's clear from day one, people will come, even if they're not necessarily in that per se, even if they're not a mom, they might be like, hey, well, I want to learn more about traveling too. So don't ever feel like you're missing out. Cause I used to do that. And that's one thing that I teach my students inside. Like, you just have to be clear. I talk to moms, but I help everybody. You know what I mean? I usually talk to 9 to 5 moms who want to learn how to build skills as they're working, right? So they can leave their job, or so they can be currently building their exit, so they don't just leave abruptly and then have to get out here and hustle so goddamn hard, right? I believe in building something and getting skills, and start building that nest egg, not putting all your eggs in one basket, right? But that doesn't stop other people asking for my help. I help men, I help women. The youngest person I ever helped was 16. She wasn't no mama. You know what I'm saying? The oldest person I ever helped, they was 67 years old, and she scaled her business to $80,000. So don't think that you're missing out. If you need, I know when y'all hear the term niche, y'all freak out and y'all be like, oh my God, I can't, I'm scared though. I'm scared I'm gonna lose out on people. When you try to talk to everybody, you don't talk to anybody, okay? But again, I just wanted to show y'all how that works. Before I get off here, I'm gonna quickly show you how, if you are interested in getting NPM, like I said, when you get inside, you get me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've scaled my business to over $350,000 literally within less than 2 years. Y'all, digital products have changed my life, and I've witnessed it change so many different people's lives. Like people literally that were living in their car to now owning their first home. People that literally were living paycheck to paycheck to now make anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 a day from creating their own offer. So again, this is something that it truly is, what you put in is what you get out. But if you want to get started with NPM, like I said, payment plans are available. I started on a payment plan, like I told y'all earlier. You caught me in the beginning of this live. So you can literally earn while you're learning and pay it off as you start generating income. You know what I'm saying? Or as as you're building these skills. But the point is, although you get lifetime access to NPM, it should not take you a lifetime to learn this information, and that's why I designed MamaBot, so it can kind of help you speed up the process. And again, I'm not saying like just go in here and you get the program, you're just gonna make all this money. No, it requires you to show up. One thing that I'm big on is accountability. That's why every Wednesday I hop on our live Q&A call, and I get, you get support. And that's why I wanted a community of moms. I didn't want it for everybody, because as moms, how we hold each other accountable, how we pour into one another, it truly is something every mom should truly experience. And again, there's just no community out there point blank like NPM. And I'll share some of the testimonies if I got time, but I'm gonna show y'all how to get it on a payment plan. So if you click the link in the description right now, I have it linked down there. If you click that way, I'll also drop it in the chat. But when you click the link, okay, and if you just watch me for a second, and it is going to take you to my checkout page, okay, y'all, this is what my checkout page looks like, all right? If you scroll all the way down, this is just more information about NPM, just letting you know what you get inside, okay? But if you scroll all the way down, and I just have some FAQs and stuff on here, y'all. Sorry, I don't have my mouse. But if you want to get it for zero down with Affirm, you just click here, okay? And I'll just kind of quickly show you what this looks like. It's going to take you here to the checkout. And if you want to get it, you'll just click affirm. Okay. You'll just click buy now. You'll put in your name, your email address. Okay. And then also what you'll do is you'll just come down here, click affirm. And then once you finish it out, you're not actually checking out yet. You have to like actually hit set up payment plan, and it's going to let you do the payment plan there. Okay. If you don't want to use affirm, you do not have to. I do have Klarna and Afterpay on my site. You can just come down here, click Klarna or Afterpay. If you want to use Klarna, you can get started for $99 a down. Same thing with Afterpay, okay? And that's how you can start. When you get inside, from if you are from this YouTube live, please let me know. Because what I'll do is I give you my VIP access absolutely free. Now I only do it 30 minutes after I get off a live from now until 30 minutes. So what time is it? 12:30. So 1 o'clock. Hey baby, if you ain't hit me up by 1 o'clock, you're gonna have to pay for the VIP. But normally the VIP is an extra $100, and that's where I'll set up your website and I'll meet with you for 30 days. If you do not want the VIP, you do not have to get the VIP. Inside of NPM, the moment you join, like I said, you are not confused. You are not lost on what to do. I literally just walked y'all through the process so y'all know how to do it. But like I said, you can literally start, y'all, for the money that you're going to spend on DoorDash, the money that you're going to spend on, you know what I'm saying, going to go get some who knows what, your TikTok shop card, you know what I'm saying? Then you'd be disappointed when you get the shit, okay? But the point is, learn high income skills. It's the best thing that you can do. You have the ability to change your reality. You have the option to change your situation. A lot of y'all, like I said, are one investment away, one idea away. You know, if you launch your own product, or like I said, even if you get started with reselling NPM, you can change your life, okay? And like I said, no, by any means am I saying this is not a get rich quick thing. That's not what I'm saying. It requires work. But like I said, it's nothing like having your own. It's such a blessing to wake up to have deposits daily. It's such a blessing to get text messages from women saying that, you know, how their lives are changing and evolving. And that's why I do this. I truly do this for the results and not just the money. Of course, I love making money. Don't get me wrong, right? But I truly do this for the results. And it's allowed me to, like I said, be able to change my life and be a part of so many other women and their testimonies and things like that. Okay. Y'all, this world, like I said, is evolving. Shit is constantly changing, and it's only getting worse. You know what I'm saying? Like people are literally losing their jobs every single day from not learning these skills. So learn high income skills so it can change your life and change your financial situation. Okay. And stop thinking that, you know, you're not entitled to more, that you can't have more. Once I locked in and I said, baby, I just made $500 in 2.3 seconds like that. Oh, it's over. You know what I mean? And ever since then, it's truly been over. So again, if I got time, what time? I mean, I got 3% left, y'all. Before my thing, that I want to share some kind of testimonies with y'all. Because like I said, y'all know how I was showing y'all mama bot, right? Let me show you just some of the testimonies inside of the community. And like I said, if I have anybody in here that has any questions, let me know. I always go back and repost these lives. But like I said, if you are interested in getting the VIP access, I only do that when I'm on live. And that, like I said, that's where I will set up your website for you and everything like that. I'm going to go to some of the testimonies real quick. But this is Miss Sabrina. She said, last year I was scared to even look customers in the eye. I would be at farmers markets, events, and instead of confidently selling, I was hoping people wouldn't come up to my table. I was so uncomfortable. My skin was crawling. It wasn't that I didn't care. I just didn't have the confidence or skills yet. Once I got inside of the mompreneur method, the first thing that shifted for me was my mindset. But honestly, the community played a huge role too, because I wasn't just trying to figure out everything alone anymore. At the very next event, I showed up completely different. I engaged, added a free gift with purchase, and I made more money in half the time. Now it's bigger than just events. I'm able to take what I've learned and create real opportunities for myself. I literally overheard someone say that they wanted to start a YouTube channel but didn't know how to build it. And because of the skills I've learned, I was able to step in and do that for them. That's something I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have had the confidence to do before. For me, this wasn't just about making money. It was about becoming someone who knows how to create opportunities instead of waiting for them. Sometimes when it feels like your life is falling apart, you find the best pieces to fall together. Thank you, Sierra, and thank you, ladies, for believing in me and pushing me. And that's what I'm saying, y'all, is I built the community. God used me as a vessel, but the moms in here, as they learn and as they evolve, and that's why I know that my community is truly something different. It's so much more than just making money. It's truly about becoming the woman who creates opportunities for herself, whether that's reselling this program, whether that's creating your own offer, whether that's creating an opportunity that you didn't even know, but now that you have these skills, you know how to do these things. You know what I mean? So again, it's truly something about learning high income skills that literally sets you up to never have to worry about being broke another day in your life. And I'll read one more because I know my computer about to cut off, y'all. It says Mama Bot. When I say Mama Bot gathers me up, she I can't even talk. She does just that. Okay, she will humble you real quick. LOL, if I have an idea, she will straight up say, nah, that ain't it, sis. Your idea is too safe. Let's go about it in this angle. This is not regular GPT. This is the one that's gonna hold you accountable. Y'all, and that's what I'm saying. The ladies, they love. Because Mama Bot, she is, I'm telling you, Mama Bot, she that one. Okay. But all right, y'all. Unless anybody has any questions, like I said, if you want to get started, let me know. But y'all, stop playing yourself. Stop sitting back and watching other people change their life, and you just scrolling, and finally create you something that you can have of your own. Like I said, you can get started with either reselling, or you can take the skills from it and learn how to create your own offer. Learn how to create your own community of yours. Like, I know you have talents, I know you have gifts, and you can monetize those. Okay, don't let nobody else tell you anything different. If I can do the shit, you can do it as well. But all right, y'all. I will see y'all on the next one. Like I said, I always go back and repost this live. Like I said, payment plans are available down below. But all right, I will see y'all on the next one. Bye, girl.